For the first time in 2026, the National Weather Service has issued extreme heat watches and heat advisories for our area as a dangerous weather pattern is developing right on top of us. Here's all you need to know. Right now we are looking at our HRRR model, probably the most reliable model we have right now. And these are our heat indexes or feel-like temperatures at around 10 a.m. this morning. So we're seeing 92 over Baltimore, 94 in Frederick, 90 degrees north of DC. Very high temperatures for just in the morning hours. But it's only going to get warmer and warmer. As we move to around noon, we're already seeing feel-like temperatures of over 100 in Baltimore and in DC here, right on the water. Frederick's already feeling that heat as well, so is Tawnytown and Timonium. It'll just get hotter until around 3 p.m., where we could be seeing heat indexes as high as 106 degrees in Baltimore, 106 in Frederick, and 107 in Washington, D.C. There's a little bit of a cold pool. By cold pool, I mean only 102 degrees in Eldersburg, and 100 degrees in Westminster around 3 p.m. But along the coast, you're not going to be feeling nearly as much heat. It's still going to be very hot with heat indexes around 89, 99, 93. It's going to be in the 80s or 90s there for the heat indexes or feel-like temperatures around that area. Now, we do have a heat advisory in place right now as long as a extreme heat watch. Just outside of our coverage zone, we have an extreme heat warning right on the border of Frederick County and Washington County in Maryland. This extreme heat warning will likely extend eastward to encompass our area in a future update. But at the time of recording this, we are not under an extreme heat warning. As we move this forward, we can see it's going to cool down around 9 p.m. to only around 90 degrees, which is more manageable. But then again, it's also 11 p.m. Tomorrow morning, we're looking at lows of around 79, 80 degrees before it heats right back up. This is 9 a.m. We're already seeing heat indexes of almost 100 degrees. Pretty widespread here as well. And as we advance to not even noon, this is 11 a.m., we're seeing heat indexes of 107 in Baltimore, 101 in Eldersburg, 103 in Chillum, 103 in DC. Just super, super hot for 11 a.m. here. As we move into around 1 p.m., we're seeing heat indexes of 107 Frederick, 106 Eldersburg, Parkville 107, Baltimore 106, Woodlawn 108, 109. We're even seeing feel-like temperatures above 110 degrees here near Elk Ridge, Maryland. Not to mention, again, down here near Mitchellville, just east of DC, while they're feeling 108 degrees. If we move forward even more, just a little bit, this is just about an hour later, we're seeing 109 degrees in DC, 109 near Fort Meade. Still seeing 110 over here near Elk Ridge, 103 in Westminster, 104 in Frederick, 102 in Middletown, 108 in Bel Air. Very, very hot temperatures. We're even seeing, again, close to 110 degrees. In fact, we are seeing 110 degrees. So, this is extremely hot temperatures. This might be the hottest we get all year. This would be tomorrow, Thursday. Here's Friday morning. Let's move it forward. You can already see 2 p.m., 107 in Baltimore again. Over 100 degrees in Carroll County. Baltimore County is a widespread, around 105. Frederick County, over 100 degrees widespread. Just east of DC, we're seeing only over 100 degrees here. In fact, it's mostly over 103. Along the coast, again, it's going to be cooler, but not cool. It's still going to be around 100 degrees for the heat indexes here on Friday. Here is noon on your 4th of July. It's already going to be 100. It's going to be a very, very warm 4th of July for most people here. In Frederick, 97, Eldersburg, 97, Baltimore, 100, Greenbelt, 100, Chillum, 100. This is just noon. Although it's not like Thursday, tomorrow, where we'd be seeing these kinds of temperatures at 10, 11 in the morning. We're still seeing these temperatures at all, which is very concerning. Another concern we have with Friday is the severe weather possibility. We do have a 2 out of 6 marginal risk on Friday, and it's because of these thunderstorms right here. We're seeing around 7 to 9 p.m. here. Should be crossing the Mason-Dixon line around 7 p.m. and move south here, and should be either not in our area or not severe anymore around 10 p.m. But areas around Carroll County, Frederick County, over near Bel Air. This is just a suggestion. This isn't guaranteed to happen, but we do have very strong thunderstorms moving through. There's always possibility that nothing happens. But right now, the signal we are seeing are strong to severe thunderstorms moving through our area Friday night. There is a chance of a live stream. Let's look at our SBC outlooks here. Here's our categorical outlook. Here's where we see that TSTM thunderstorm risk, marginal, slight, enhanced, etc. Right now we do have that little sliver of our coverage area inside of that thunderstorm risk. We're not really expecting much of anything today in terms of severe weather. Tomorrow, we are not included in any severe risk, but Friday, we are under that 2 out of 6 marginal risk of severe weather, which has a 5% probability of severe weather. Wouldn't be shocked if this gets upgraded in a future outlook, whether that outlook is later today, tomorrow, the day of. I do think it is possible that there is some sort of upgrade to a 3 out of 6 slight risk here. We have to wait for more data to come in before we would be confident enough to do that, but it is a possibility. Let's look at our heat risk index here. Your yellows, we're not seeing a lot of yellow here. The only yellows we're seeing is out of our area. And those are your minor heat risks. So that's, you're not really, it might be hot outside, but you're not really worrying about heat stroke or anything like that. Moderate is where it's getting hot, but it's not crazy. Major is where you have to worry about staying hydrated and all that. Extreme is where you have to worry about, you have to really worry. You need to keep your animals inside if possible. You need to stay hydrated, stay near some AC, get in the pool, whatever you need to do. Today, we are mostly under major and moderate risk areas. Tomorrow, though, that's when we are fully in a major, and even some of our areas near Baltimore, DC, Frederick County, into Carroll County is where we're seeing extreme. This is 4 out of 4. This is as bad as it gets. So these are your extreme risks in the purple, right here near DC, near Germantown, Gaithersburg, west of Frederick, and Westminster, and in the whole DC metro. And then on Friday, our entire coverage area is in the max risk you can get. I mean, the heat's gonna be so bad. If it's possible to keep your animals inside, you should, because it's just not going to be safe for them to be outside in this weather for more than 5 minutes, if that. After that, this is your 4th of July here. You're still in a 4 out of 4 extreme heat risk. So you go to day 5, it starts to clear up a little bit. Most of you from Baltimore, DC south, you're all mostly still under a 4 out of 4 extreme risk of heat for your 5th of July. Everyone else up here near northern Baltimore County, Carroll County, Frederick County, north of Germantown and Columbia, you guys are still under major impacts. It gets a lot better the day after this, though. This is your Monday here, July 6th. There's no purples in our coverage area, which means no extremes. We do have some majors here from DC and Baltimore, south again. But most of our areas, Carroll County, north of Germantown, Columbia, and Frederick again. You guys have been downgraded to a moderate risk, a 2 out of 4. And then Tuesday, it gets so much better, so much nicer. We're only under minor and moderate risks for this. Here is the chances for above average temperatures. We have a 50% chance for basically the next week. Next week, we have a 50% chance of above normal temperatures. But it looks like it could be getting a little cooler with only a 33% chance later on. Week 3 to 4, looks like it could get a little warmer again, 40% chance of above average temperatures. And for the month of July, we're looking like it's gonna be mostly above average temperatures. Got 40% chance that we have an above average July for temperatures in our northern half. South of DC though, you guys have a 50% chance of above average temperatures for your July. For the rest of summer, we're looking at a 40% chance of above normal temperatures. Now, right now, we're looking at our day 4 outlook for severe weather. We're not seeing anything outlined here, or for our day 5. But we can go to a tool called StormNet, and it'll show us that there are probabilities for severe weather. Here we are on StormNet here. We are looking at our wind risk, and we can pull this back to, this is July 5th, day after 4th of July. We have a big bullseye right over Pennsylvania, but in our coverage area, we have the yellow is above a 50% chance of damaging winds here. And Baltimore, DC, north and west, we are seeing over a 50% chance. In fact, the farther north you go, closer in Carroll County, north of Westminster, get closer to that 60 to 70% range. This far out, that is pretty impressive. We can go even a day before that, where your 4th of July, if you are in Germantown, Westminster, Frederick, DC, Owings Mills, could get a little messy here, because we do have around a 50% chance of damaging winds from Westminster and Eldersburg all the way down to Germantown and even DC and beyond. Although it's not a guarantee that if you're in this yellow region you're going to get damaging winds and ruin your 4th of July, but there is a chance. That's why it's a 50%. And again, the day after, we have upwards of a 60 to 70% chance of damaging winds in the more yellowish-orange region right in here. With that being said, remember to stay hydrated, stay in the pool or the beach, remember to use sunscreen, stay cool, keep your pets cool, inside if you can, and make sure to stay tuned to my Twitter/X page where I will be posting updates more frequently. And stay safe out there.